So today we will be looking at Microsoft Azure, Microsoft's public cloud computing platform that provides a wide range of cloud services. In Microsoft Azure, you have the freedom to create unique cloud strategies, invent and ship faster, improve security, optimize costs to save money, migrate with confidence, and gain deeper insights to your data. Users can pick and choose from services to develop and scale new applications or run existing applications in the cloud. So a bit of a history about Microsoft Azure. Azure first unveiled its plans to introduce a cloud computing service called Windows Azure in 2008. Although early iterations of Azure cloud services fell behind more established offerings like AWS. The portfolio continued to evolve and support a larger base of programming languages, frameworks, and operating systems, which we'll see later on in this tutorial. Needless to say, in early 2014, Microsoft recognized that the implications of its cloud computing stretched far beyond Windows, and the service was rebranded as Microsoft Azure. So now a little bit on cloud computing. Cloud computing, which basically is what Microsoft Azure hosts, is the transformation of computer, hardware, software, and networks into a utility service that is used by different companies and industries. Instead of buying the hardware and infrastructure that's needed on-site, the resource is basically rented from the cloud or from a company like Microsoft Azure. The National Institute of Standards and Technology, or NIST for short, states that cloud computing is a model for enabling convenient, on-demand network access to a shared pool of configurable computer resources. Example are networks, servers, storage, applications, and services that can be rapidly provisioned and released with minimal effort. An example of this is within the Azure portal. You can create tasks very simply in a matter of seconds, or service provider interactions. So fundamentally, Microsoft is a public cloud deployment, and Microsoft Azure can serve as an infrastructure as a service, which can simply be defined as a host. We can host the application inside the cloud by allocating and renting resources. So now we will look at some basic use cases of Microsoft Azure. Some basic use cases for Microsoft Azure includes its use in a university setting. Universities may migrate its research resources to the cloud to avoid heavy hardware costs, as the University of Toronto did in this case. The University of Toronto migrated some of its activities to Microsoft Azure Cloud, and with it, the university managed to transform IT processes and saved a lot of money and time. Many businesses, such as International Hotel Group and Asco Noble, as we will go into later, also benefit from the use of Microsoft Azure. Necessary documents that are not needed for regular activities but are important for the business as a whole can be saved elsewhere, and in this case, in the cloud. Or for better global connectivity, as seen with Asco Noble, the popular Dutch company that serves more than 100 different countries and uses Microsoft's Azure IoT, Azure's Internet of Things, to improve its performance and connectivity at a global level. So Microsoft's IoT is a collection of Microsoft-managed cloud services that connect, monitor, and control billions of IoT assets. Basically, an IoT solution is made up of one or more IoT devices that communicate with each other and with back-end servers hosted in the cloud. An IoT device is typically made up of a circuit board that uses sensors and Wi-Fi to connect to the internet. And the last case we will look into is the International Hotel Group that made use of the DevOps service in Microsoft Azure to help bring them closer together. The DevOps service provides service to support teams plan, collaborate on code deployment, and build and deploy applications in the cloud. There was also used in the International Hotel Group for handling processes and keeping them on track and fortifying their security and processing principles. With the use of Microsoft Azure, the storage may be scalable, on-demand, flexible, and less costly, as the storage does not need to be managed in-house. This eliminates the cost associated with expensive hardware and added personnel. With Azure, you can innovate faster while saving money on infrastructure.